Welcome to the 2023 Powerlifting America Texas Fall Championships. This competition has been far elevated from a local meet, with national champions and even world champions participating, some even traveling from other countries.
For many of these lifters, this is the first step for bigger meets like Powerlifting America Nationals, IPF Worlds, Sheffield, and even the World Games.
Lifters are looking to qualify for the Powerlifting America National Championships, but with $6,000 on the line, some will be looking to far exceed that.
Stay tuned to watch these lifters battle it out in one of the most exciting local meets you'll see this year.
I am Ryan Six-Pack Lapidat, accompanied in the booth by none other than 57-kilo world champion Natalie Richards. And Natalie, we have a stacked class from potential world champions and a lot of hype on some of these gentlemen and ladies crossing over to returning world champions and world medalists as we peruse the roster here. Jessica Espinal, as well as Megan Scanlon, Jessica Buettner, Bonica Brown, all having either won world titles or world medals. But look at the men's. We have crossing over Bobb Matthews, as well as Ashton Rouska, looking to battle at PA Nats, but first need to qualify. And the IPF World Champions have already taken notice that they're looking to cross over and potentially go to the IPF Worlds. Ashton Rouska being called out by Anatoly Novopismani, and Bobb Matthews being called out by Tony Cliff. Will they be making a statement today? The world is watching.
The world is indeed watching, Ryan. We have quite a lineup today. We have world champions, national champions, potential national and world champions. Just looking at the roster, we have a couple world records that might fall today as well, or
unofficially,
but
unofficially
fall.
Right, right.
But with that being said, obviously the high caliber athletes are here. This is probably the most exciting local meet you'll ever see. It's shocking to say it's a local meet, but
it is. Listen, Jessica Buettner's here. All right, we got two-time world champion Jessica Buettner flying in to compete. You'll recognize names like Enrique Lugo, who's a world's medalist, Joe Jordan, Jaisyn Mike, who's a legend in the bench pressing.
And we are already kicking off the meet strong, starting with the women's first. We have Emily Manire in the women's open 57-kilo class, starting with 107.5 kilos.
And Manire looks like she should be on the board. 3 white lights. And that should just about do it.
Next up, we have Jessica Espinal, who placed 3rd this year at the World Championships for her debut.
132.5 kilos for Jessica.
Based on her training that we've seen, it looks like she's here to make a statement, opening at 132.5.
Jessica went to Worlds, battled 3-time world champion Turbo Tiff, leaving with the silver medal. And that 47-kilo class is absolutely stacked globally. $6,000 total on the line here today.
Easy opener for Jessica.
And some of these lifters looking to just qualify for PA Nats, but some of them want to collect that money. Megan Hurlburt, 157.5 in the 57-kilo open. You see the Swolfessor off to the right. He's got several athletes in the competition today looking to qualify.
Really nice, smooth opener. She's on the board. I think I've seen her double 170 in training, so I wonder if she'll put that on the platform today.
What I like, Megan, she's gone 52 before, settling as a 57, and that's probably the weight class for her. I think is a better fit, and she's going to feel stronger. We'll see what she can piece together today as 175 being loaded for Gabby Martinez. Campaigning in the 76 kilo class, but her ambitions are in the 69 kilo class.
She's looking to not only qualify for nationals, but to probably make a statement and fight for that world spot going forwards.
Opting for no wrist wraps. You don't see that often, but beautiful new SPD kit sinks that depth. That was easy.
Looks like a very strong opener for her, and I know she's been talking on social media how strong she's felt this training cycle, so I'm excited to see what she puts together today.
I had an opportunity to sit down and have a podcast with her and asked her, are you going all out or are you just looking to play it safe and qualify? She said, I'm going all out.
Oh, excellent.
Some of these lifters are going to drop the hammer. Megan Scanlon, 2022 world champion, 2019 world silver medalist. She's flown all over the world, been in so many battles, battle tested 185 for her opener in the 63 kilo class. Look at this. Jessica Buettner behind her. That is a stacked warm-up room.
Super solid opener for Meg.
Yeah, and I tell you what, so a little pep in the step there. If you're wondering, you know, I was saying earlier in the earliest session, you pay attention after the lift is done. How did the lifter, you know, read them a little bit? Judging by that,
It's good.
we're good. We're good. All things are good. Jessica Buettner, 202.5 for Jess. Campaigning in the 84 kilo class, obviously usually a 76. Two-time 76 kilo world champion.
It's pretty awesome seeing someone open over 400
Yeah.
in the first flight.
202.5, we're looking at 445-ish pounds. That's incredible. But then again, we're talking about Jessica Buettner.
Yes, he's one of the best.
Yeah. To say the least, speaking of one of the best, Bonica, nope.
It should be Bonica next, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm assuming, because we're not going to be, we'll just give it a second here. I'm sure that'll correct itself.
Yep, there it is.
Bonica Brown, 260 kilos. Bonica, it's going to be difficult. We don't even have the time to tell her resume. Multiple-time world champion in classic, multiple-time world champion in equipment, world games champion, easy Hall of Famer Bonica Brown. And she can squat. Wow.
And when she squats, it pretty much looks like she's just standing up, regardless of whether it's 400, 500, 600 pounds on her back.
Handled that with ease. 260 kilos, a bit of a redemption meet for Bonica. Be very interesting to see if she lets it all fly. She has hit 280 kilos before. starting with 260. You could see the pathway if she takes 10-kilo jumps. We'll have to see how her second attempt moves as Emily Manire, 112.5 in the 57-kilo open.
Now, there will be a small rest time in between the start of this flight, as there are just a couple less women competing, so they want to give enough time for people to recover. So I believe there'll be a 3-minute break before Emily steps out.
Perfect time to talk about a couple storylines here. Now, Gabby Martinez is moving up into the 69-kilo class. In this one, she's obviously she can go a little heavier. She's trying to qualify, but it'll be interesting to see how the extra 1.5 kilos for her impacts the performance when you don't have to cut those extra kilos.
Right, usually lifters get a great benefit out of that, whether it's easier cut mentally, you're feeling better in your training sessions, you just have more confidence. And based on what she's been posting online, her training has been great. She's undershooting what used to be heavy weight, so I'm hopeful that she'll total 9 for 9, or have a 9 for 9 day and total something crazy.
Also, Megan Scanlon, now when the new bench rule for elbow depth came in, Mega had an adjustment period, but with every single competition, a little bit more and a little bit more adjustment. And here we are today. We're going to pay very close attention just how her bench press ends up. Today is going to provide a lot of answers to a lot of questions. And then, of course, like we said, Bonica Brown, a legend in the game, losing the world title, losing our worlds for the first time. Can't remember the last time we saw Bonica not win, and bombing out. And this is a possible redemption story for Bonica, as well as, again, $6,000 in prize money in total. You'll get out of bed for that.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the GL points and who can just put together the best total, it's going to come down to that. I think it'd be a great time to see Bonica's training and have it on the platform. She unfortunately just got called on a deadlift technicality in Worlds where she did not get a deadlift, so she lost her world title for the first time in, I don't know, a decade? It's been a minute. She's a decorated athlete, so hopefully we'll see some great lifting today from her.
And oftentimes, these local money meets can offer that redemption story. If we remember the World Championships, Urins, not long after, did the silent worker meet in France. Very similar setup to this one. He didn't bomb out, but he didn't have the meet he wanted at Worlds, and this, of course, allowed him an opportunity for that redemption meet. Got it, posted up a great total he is proud of, and it's that forward momentum you can carry forward. And Emily Manire, 112.5, women's 57 class.
Super solid second attempt for Emily. She walks away with a smile and a little skip, so feeling good for the day.
5 kilo jump there, Natalie. What would you advise?
I think she has another 5 kilos in there. If she's making consistent jumps like that in training, go ahead and load up another 5. We have Jessica Espinal going up 7.5 kilos to 140, which is 308 pounds in the 47 class.
3 kilos below her personal best squat of 143. She wasn't lying about letting it all hang out today.
You will see Jessica wearing SBD's latest momentum release. Look at it in all of its splendor and glory. And perhaps bicep. Let's go, Jess.
I think these are some of the best squats we've seen from Jessica. She looks super confident. She's just getting a great bounce out of the hole there. I think the day is going to go very, very well.
Look, if that's 3 kilos below her personal best, we are not 3 kilos below her limit.
Yeah.
Today is a new day. Let's see what she puts in for her third attempt, as Megan Hurlburt will attempt 165. Getting last-minute instructions by Marcellus.
Really nice second attempt for Megan. I believe that was only 2.5 kilos under her best. So you can see that strength has just really gone up. I hope that she goes another about 5 kilos or so.
Yeah, 167.5, her previous personal best. That moved like an appropriate second attempt. I think 5 kilos is probably going to be there. And Gabby Martinez, 187.5, a sizable 12.5 kilo jump.
Yep, I believe Gabby usually jumps a little bit larger on squats.
Gabby, if you're wondering, weighed in at 69.75. So she's in the 76 kilo class, but she's essentially a 69 kilo lifter. And again, the 69 kilo lifters of the world need to pay attention here. Not just the Americans like Kristen Dunsmore and Chelsea Savit, but Gabby is a world threat.
Moved just as well as her opener. Couldn't even tell there was another 12.5 kilos on there, so let's see what she puts in for her third.
192.5 for Megan Scanlon in the 63 kilo open. The wily veteran. How do you feel about the 7.5 kilo jump?
I think it's solid. I think if she feels good, she could almost go for another 5 or 7, just depending on how she feels on today. This looks like it is very close to her best squat, right around 195. So if she's doing this for her second, then I'm anticipating she wants a PR after this.
If there was any question, is Megan holding back? We all know she's not here. She doesn't need to qualify. She's here to show up and show out and grab a little bit of money.
Really solid second attempt from Megan. If you follow her training, she can grind it. I anticipate another 5 kilos from her.
You think if I load up that PR?
Yeah. If she's here for the money, here to make a statement.
I like it. You know, in the first session, you were a little conservative when you're giving your attempts, and by the evening,
it's been 5
your
hours.
hair's down 5 hours later. A little bit of money on the table, you got a different expression. Jessica Buettner, 210, second attempt.
She is seeing if the rack can be adjusted out, and they do so.
Jess weighed in at 80.5 kilos. A water cut away from the 76s, in which she is a 2-time world champion.
You got this. Push it! You got it! There we go. 30 seconds. 3, 1.
3 white lights.
Now, you may think that moves slow, but you never know from Jess. She could add 10 kilos, do the exact same thing.
Well, funny you should say add 10 kilos, do the same thing. That would be her PR, and I'm wondering. I don't know if we're going to see a PR today. Maybe they stay in the pocket based on that, or maybe they say, what the heck. Again, money's on the table. We flew out here.
Yeah. Save some for deadlifts, though. You never know.
Oh, she does have a deadlift, doesn't she?
She has a great deadlift. Yeah.
The Canadian forklift, they call her, and Bonica Brown, 270. Again, 10 kilo jump from the opener. Another 10 kilos were right at her personal best. And she puts on a show when she lifts, doesn't she, Natalie?
Always. Now, she hasn't posted much of her training, so I think the most she's posted are squats, so I'm assuming they're going well. Others could be going well, we just don't know.
Well, when Bonica's squats go well, that's what you end up with, and she could build a mighty fine total off squats. .145 being loaded for Jessica Espinal. Again, her previous best, 143. We're looking at a PR squat. Could we see a PR total?
Definitely. I think she's going to total something that would push Turbo Tiff a little bit.
Oh, wow. Somebody send this link to Turbo Tiff.
Turbo, don't come for me. I'm just saying. We have some good American lifters over here.
Yeah, the rivalry between Team USA and Team France in the women's division continues. I don't got to tell you about that.
Very, very stacked between women's classes on Team France and Team USA. It's good to have someone to push.
From Worlds right into Sheffield.
Yeah. All right. First, we have Emily Manire, who's going to take another 5-kilo jump to go to 117.5 in the women's 57-kilo class.
We have a 3-minute break here, so we have a little bit of time to have a bit of a conversation here about Sheffield, if you will.
Yeah.
Again, the 3-minute break is because we don't have as many female lifters as the men's, and we have a little bit of rest time. How are you feeling about the Sheffield meet? I know you've seen the videos, we've seen the height videos.
Yeah. It's a lot to think about, but I guess the one word is just excited. I've trained so hard for the last 5 years, and to go to the best meet in the world feels unreal. But every day when I'm in the gym, whether I'm not feeling great or I'm feeling amazing, I just want to be the best, and that's what pushes me. So competing at Sheffield, whether I'm against Jod with direct head-to-head competition or I'm going for $30,000 in prize money, it doesn't matter. But I'm just so excited.
And I was at the first Sheffield, let me tell you something. In all of my years of commentating, never experienced anything like that. Honestly, anybody listening, if you're a powerlifting fan and it is within your means, get yourself a ticket and get down to Sheffield. And if you can't make the trip to feel it live, absolutely make sure you tune in, because the best of the best will be battling it out. World champions and qualifiers on those wild cards, several head-to-heads, and among them, my goodness, the 57-kilo clash. It's going to be sensational, Natalie. I don't want to put all the pressure on you, but
it'll be great. I watched the live stream last year, and it was just phenomenal with the commentary
thank you.
that you guys put on. You could feel the emotion coming off the stage, and you could see the shots of the arena. It is an arena. It feels like I can't equate it to something, I'm not sure. It feels like a whole event, just a masterpiece of like theater put together. It felt like that.
Well, you found the words right there. I mean, that was very well said. It really was. And a great influence. A lot of people now today qualifying for the Nationals, eyeing their spot at the World Championships, and sometimes even looking ahead. That is the dream, isn't it? World Championship. Wow, isn't that amazing? The Sheffield experience going hand in hand with that. Talk about a 1-2 punch if you can make it that far. But to make it that far, we got to qualify 117.5 for Emily Manire in the 57-kilo open.
Now, I believe Emily is a newer lifter, so she's already smoked her previous bests by at least 12.5 kilos. And she's 3 for 3 on squats, it looks like. Awesome job by Emily. And she is so ecstatic.
So patient, poised in that descent.
Now we have Jessica looking to top her best with 145 on the bar.
The way 140 kilos moved, we both agreed 145 should be there on the day. But it's all in the execution.
Now, Jessica is the 47 women's class, so that is over 3 times her body weight on the bar.
The world record total, 428.5, if you're interested. Certainly the world record bench press is on the table today. We'll have to see how the day goes, how close to the world record total Jess might get. Wow.
She's got it.
And there looked like there was more in the tank there. 3 white lights for Jess.
Awesome start to the meet when you can come out, crush a PR, go 3 for 3 on squats. It's great momentum into bench and deadlifts.
172.5 loaded for Megan Hurlburt in the 57 kilo class. 2 for 2 thus far. Megan previously has hit 167.5. Megan weighing in a small 57, still hasn't filled out the class at 54.35. You wonder if she's still going to possibly cut to 52.
That's what I've been anticipating. I honestly thought she was going to weigh in as 52 today, but either way, I think she'll be in a great spot for nationals, whether she wants to fill out the 57s or cut down to 52s. She's only pretty much, what, 2 kilos away from either?
Yep. She's got options on the table. Oh.
That looked really good from this view. Let's see what the judges say. 3 white lights. The lift is good. A great PR there.
Yeah, she's strong today. And speaking of strong, Gabby Martinez, 197.5. And does she look determined or what?
Another larger jump. 10 kilos to 197.5. Or they're waiting on something. There we go. Bars loaded for Gabby.
195 is her previous personal best. Looking to nudge a little bit over that. She's previously totaled 530. She has an opportunity here to establish herself as possibly the premier 69 kilo lifter in the US, a potential podium threat for Worlds. Everybody's watching.
Super solid squat. I'd say not having to cut those 2 kilos is already showing the benefits. The lift is...
Waits for those lights. Wow, is that the moment of anxiety? I don't envy her.
The lift is good.
Thumbs up, 10 kilo jump, and that's 10 kilos towards her total.
Now we have Megan Scanlon jumping 7.5 for 200 kilos, which is 440 pounds.
This is a personal best for Megan. Megan previously has hit 195. It's not a small personal best either.
Her training has looked phenomenal, working with Kelly out of Australia.
192.5 was work.
But if you know Meg, she'll put in the work and she'll grind for it.
She is a fighter. And if you notice, her intensity has risen, and that makes a difference. I said it before, I'll say it again. Best pre-workout you can ever have is adrenaline.
Just a teeny bit too heavy on the day. I thought she had it, but still, she hit 2.5 kilos right under her best. 2 for 3.
If I had to guess, she had a PR in her, just not that big of a PR.
Maybe 197.
Right.
200 is very tempting, though.
Well, here's the thing. The 200 kilo club is there.
Maybe save it for nationals.
She'll have another opportunity. 215 for Jessica Buettner. This should be within her means. She's hit 220 before. Oh, she scrapped for that one.
She's my favorite grinder of the day. Yeah, there we go. 3 white lights.
She doesn't mind having a little scrap.
It wouldn't be a true meet if Jess didn't scrap. I hope we see some more.
Well, she'll fight for deadlifts, I'll tell you that. But there's a rumor she might be pulling sumo. Let's see if she commits to it. 280. We had anticipated possibly Bonica would do 260, 270, 280, and here we are. This would tie her personal best. Bonica just vibing out back there. If she's nervous, she's not showing it. Joe Stanek, look, everybody's here.
Everyone is here. Got some of the best coaches in the country. Bonica Brown, bars loaded for 280 kilos.
Let's go, Bonica.
If she hits this, she's going to let us know it. Oh, yeah, with room. With room.
I think she's a little excited about that.
And that's impressive.
We'll have to look to see what the world record is, but I'm betting that she's going to be pushing that squat world record for sure.
Yeah, I could tell you right now, 185.5. Of course, Alexis Jones will be $200 kilos for Jaisyn Mike, 120 plus.
We are moving right into the next flight.
No break for us. And 200 kilos is going to be easy work for Jaisyn Mike. This is bench press weight. As a matter of fact, this is warm-up bench press weight for Jaisyn Mike. Phenomenal bencher. I remember 2018, Jaisyn Mike breaking the world record in bench press. That was in Calgary. He had been chasing that world record, several attempts at it, nailed it. One of the moments in powerlifting I don't think I'll ever forget. And seeing him in a Team USA singlet, once again, master lifter, brings back those memories.
We'll have to see if he pushes it today or if he's just taking it as a ease and meet for nationals.
Well, for sure the squat is going to be easy work for him, but yeah, it's the bench.
Right.
If he pushes the bench, we're in for a show. That's for sure. I mean, to be totally honest with you, even if he doesn't push the bench, you're in for a show. His warm-ups are going to be spectacular. Mid-40s, and he could take it into the 600-pound range. It allows me a minute. I can take a look at the world record now that we're speaking of. Bench press world record for 120 plus, 291.5 kilos. And that's the open. Let's take a peek at the Master 1 bench press world record. .281, and that's Jaisyn Mike.
There we go. Yeah. He has 1 minute till the bar will be loaded. We're just waiting those couple extra minutes since the women's flight was a little bit short.
Gives us an opportunity to give a shout out to SPD sponsoring this meet. Put so much into it. I mean, this is top end in terms of the stream. Look at the lovely setup, camera angles. Flying in some so-so commentators, but the lifting's spectacular.
We see some people repping that white and black singlet with a couple stripes on the side. That's a new Momentum launch that just released.
Yeah, just in time, right? SPD choice of so many of the elites around the world. As Jaisyn Mike eyes that clock winding down. And Jaisyn Mike rocking the Team USA singlet, perhaps foreshadowing what's to come. Should he make a world team? He's going to be a major threat.
I'm guessing by the smile on his face, this is not going to be a challenge.
Well, a guy like Jaisyn Mike could probably arm curl this.
That would have been a treat. Unrack the bar, then give it an arm curl.
You know, it'd almost be worth the mislift. I'd be impressed. 205, Charlie Yeng in the 74 kilo class. Charlie weighing in at 67.6. That's just a short water cut away from 66. I offer you that to give you a little comparison if you're going to compare his total. Probably not going to do that against the other 74s of the world, but do it to the other 76s. I'm sure they're going to be paying attention. Charlie is a threat.
Really nice, smooth opener. Everyone's been on the board so far.
Charlie's done 247.5. We got a lot of room. I wonder, is he going to be going all out for some PRs? That's quite the spread to cover.
Yeah, but we did see some huge jumps from this morning's session, so I wouldn't put it past them.
And Joe Jordan, he did cut for the 66s.
And I do anticipate him going pretty much 100% today and making a statement in the 66 class.
227.5. He's not here for fun and games. He wants to make a little bit of money. George Jordan, a guest lifter, represents USVI. No issues there.
Looking nice and snappy, being handled by Arian today from the strength guys.
Joe has hit 260. He'll be within range of that. And Evan Judice, 230. He's a 74 kilo lifter. Weighed in as an 83, but let's check that body weight. I know he's going to compete at Nationals. Yes, 74.8. He just didn't bother for that last little bit of a water cut, but he'll be a 74 at Nationals. He's telling me today how cool it was that he's actually competing against Bobb Matthews, Ashton Rouska.
Right,
you know, names like this, and it would never happen ordinarily at Nationals. Some people rise to the moment, and here, Evan has an opportunity.
Nice, smooth opener, 3 white lights.
How tight did he get under that bar when he came out from under it? It was like a sigh of relief. That is tension. Ragan Henderson, 280 for his opening squat, and this is a large gentleman. Ragan has previously hit 310.
All smiles as he enters the platform, ready to have some fun today.
Not feeling the pressure. You know, it's interesting you have some people that are lifting amongst some pretty big names in the game.
Every lifter is different. Some lifters come out super intensely, some come out quiet, and some come out smiling.
Wow. That was easy and smooth. And that's why he's smiling when you know you're going to take it like that. He need not have been worried.
Need not, yeah. Now we got Bobb Matthews in the 120 class, opening at 295.
From Brooklyn to Houston, 295 for Bobb Matthews. This will be the first lift ever for Bobb Matthews under the Powerlifting America banner.
Hopefully the first of many as he uses this to qualify for nationals and go against some head-to-head competition for that world spot.
Speaking of head-to-head competition, as soon as he announced he's going to do this competition and qualify, The reigning world champion, Tony Cliff, had eyes on him. Bobb is definitely a threat for the world title. Let's see what he does today. 295. That's warm-up work.
Yep.
Marcellus Williams off to the side, giving a slight little head nod. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how heavy they push it. If they only want to stay in pocket, maybe an RP 7-day, or if they'll actually push a little bit of weight.
I was talking to Bobb about this in the back. Funny you say. So I was like, how are you and Ashton going to approach this? He's like, oh, probably around RP 8.
Okay.
And I've heard that before, though, Natalie.
Until the final deadlift.
Yeah. And then people get a little excited.
Yeah, then it's load whatever it takes, RP 25.
Enrique Lugo, 307.5 for his opener. Enrique, he's been to the IPF Worlds before, narrowly missing the goal of becoming a world champion. Would love to get back there, but it just gets tougher and tougher. 307.5, and he's a large man.
Oh yeah, easy opener. Angle left.
Enrique's been in many battles before. Carter Wheat, 320 in the 120 plus class.
Bar is loaded. Carter Weeks, 705 pounds.
Now he's opening at 705 pounds, which may be a personal best.
Judging off of your scouting. Now you said maybe. You're questioning your scouting now that he's opening with it, aren't you?
I'm just shocked that he's opening with it.
You're going to be on your phone. Oh my gosh, did I?
Let's see how this moves. I
Yeah.
hope it moves great.
Okay, well,
All right.
moved well.
I believe I need to double check, but I think he also does equipped too. So I see that he's in the Raw Open today. It's a nice little opener. Go ahead and take your PR.
325, Ashton Rouska.
Oh, he's actually saving walls right now.
Yeah, that guy is literally Superman. That wall's not heavy, but I'm sure even if it's brick, he could do that. 325 for his opener. Let's see where he ends up, though. Ashton has hit 380.
Now, under Team Swolfesser, they do take larger jumps. So if he's opening super light, I wouldn't put past a 20, 25 kilo jump after this.
Again, the game plan, RPE 8, but let's just see about that. Wow, is he thick.
Yep.
He's on point.
The walkout is always harder, I think, for him to settle the bar than the squat itself, because once he gets squatting, it's super nice, easy weight.
$215 for Charlie Yeng. Small little water cut away from 66. 10 kilo jump for Charlie, but he's done 247.5, so this is well below that. And it looks like Charlie will not be pacing for a PR.
It's all right. You could use this as a tune-up meet, take a RP 6, 7 day, gain some experience. It's always fun lifting.
And you get to test a few things. Test that elbow depth. Make sure the squats are nice and deep.
Yep, definitely just kind of qualifying, using this as an opportunity to gain some experience.
Unless he just full-on sends it for a Hail Mary pass at the end. He is definitely in cruise control, but not in cruise control. Joe Jordan, 240, 12.5 kilo jump for him. Again, 260, his previous personal best, but he has lifted as a 74 kilo lifter. That's probably coming off of a 74 kilo total.
Based on his training footage that we've seen, every lift has just gone up so far, coming off of his Worlds competition back in June.
Yeah, looking at his 66 kilo totals, around 245 will be 245 to 250, the top end mark. So depending how this moves, we could see a 5 to 10 kilo jump.
Really strong once he pushes out of the hole. I think he has something in to chip maybe his PR.
So 10 kilos at 66 will be his PR. Are you thinking 10 kilos or are you thinking 5?
Split the difference and do 7.5.
Oh, the safety. Opt for the safety. And Evan Judice 242.5. 12.5 kilo jump for Evan. He's hit 260. Controlled.
Yeah, I was about to say, every squat, he just looks like he's just slowly standing up.
Evan just 0.5 over the 74 kilo limit. And Ragan Henderson, 295, and this guy is
Vibing.
just showing no signs of being overwhelmed by the moment, that's for sure.
It's kind of fun to see lifters have fun on these local meets, regardless of the competition, of the stakes.
Natalie, as I peer into the crowd, I see Russell Orhe in attendance.
He was hiding. I couldn't quite see him there, but now I do.
Native of Houston. I just felt this aura, and it drew my eyes over there.
Looked just about as easy as his opener. He's having fun. Go ahead and load it up for his third. I think he's here for a fun time.
Yeah, 15 kilos, and it didn't slow him down much, did it?
All right, now, like I mentioned before, Bobb usually does larger jumps, and we see that here, going around 22.5 kilos up for his second attempt at 317.
Bobb has hit 352.5. We're well below that, but it's still 700 pounds.
Which is pretty impressive.
Couple things Bobb wants to work on. He wants to get the feel of that elbow depth on bench press. And this is good training and practice for that. It's one thing to be doing it in the gym, it's another on the platform. So even if he's operating at an RPE 7 or 8, there's work to be done and takeaways to be had.
Nice and easy, as to be expected. Right on plan.
Enrique Lugo, 327.5, 20 kilo jump. I remember getting a DM from a young man who told me, "You don't know me yet, but you will shortly." And within 12 months, that young man was podiuming at the World Championships. His last name was Lugo.
There you go. Now you know him.
He called his shots, and the world knows him. He's back. Also a native of Texas, and everything's a little bigger in Texas, they say, Lugo among them. Carter Wheat, 332.5, 12.5 kilo jump.
Some big weight on the bar is his second.
Let's go.
super quick squatter down to the hole, in and out. Looks like 3 white lights.
Yeah, a bit of a dive bomb, but he's a big, strong lad, and he can control it once it enters into the hole. 345 for Ashton.
Yep, I said about a 25 kilo jump, and we're at 20 kilos up to 345.
The scouting report is on point. Ashton, like Superman, taking off his glasses.
It's getting serious when the glasses come off.
It's getting serious, ladies and gentlemen. I think he could do another 20 kilos. We'll see how this moves, obviously, but then we're in the 800 pounds. And to have an 800-pound squat, not mad at that. It's a good show for the people who showed up. Yeah, you had said that walkout sometimes can be tougher than the actual squat itself. And it looked like it was.
Yeah, it looks easy. It always looks smooth once he gets his walkout and settles, and the strength just kicks in. He's like, all right, it's pretty good.
Yeah, difficult to read with the hands up like that. Well, all smiles by Marcellus, it looks like.
Yeah.
They're going to load, what do you think, 20 kilos?
Yeah, probably 15, 20 kilos.
222.5 for Charlie. Joe Stanek keeping his athlete in the pocket. 215 was pretty smooth and easy.
Nice, easy 3 lifts for Charlie, probably RP 6 to 7 day. All right, we're splitting the difference here with Joe Jordan. It looks like he's doing 7.5 kilos.
Yeah, you got the attempt selection right. 247.5 for Joe. He's hit 250 in the 6 kilo class, just 2.5 kilos below that. Joe Jordan amongst the strength guys. And they got some world-class athletes. Have you heard of Leah Babylon?
I believe so.
She's good.
Let's go, Joe.
Yeah.
Wow, you know what?
All smiles for Joe.
They split the difference at 7.5. I think he could have handled 10. I'm going to go one more. Now that there's no more attempts and I can't be proven wrong, he could have done 12 and a half.
I agree.
Maybe.
I think that moved better than his second, whether he got more hype for this lift or what, but that moved really well.
252.5 for Evan Judice.
We want to see it. Evan, you got to get it to him, Evan. Let's go, Evan Judice.
Again, it says 83. Don't believe it. Just a stitch over 74. Getting handled by Arian Kamesi, who's a busy man today, handling a couple lifters and reffing. And that was a good third final squat.
That was.
They got everything out of him.
They did. All right, then we got the happiest lifter today.
Yeah, all
Ragan.
smiles. You know, some people, like Ellis McLean made it famous. He was winning world titles, coming out, all the pressure, where some people are hyping up. He'd be smiling, having fun out there. I need some adrenaline. How about yourself?
Yeah, I gotta get in the zone.
I've seen it.
In the zone, but Ragan, all smiles.
Let's get this
Ragan Henderson, 312.5.
Squat.
295 didn't offer much resistance.
Nice 3 for 3 to finish up the day.
Three for 3, and he walks off the platform. Surprise, surprise, smiling. 340 for Lugo. He's hit 347.5.
Up next, bars loaded for Enrique Lugo, 340 kilos, 7.
Now it says he weighed in at 120 plus.
Let's go, Enrique.
Yeah, 127.5. Wow, he's 7.2 over his former weight class.
Now sometimes people can cut a bit more. He does have some time before nationals if he wants to do 120, but
Yeah, he could definitely make 120, especially with the water cut on top. That 120 class is so stacked now. Whoa, whoa.
we got our first scrap of the day on the men's side.
That was a scrappy third, Natalie.
He's happy about it though, 3 for 3.
Well, if he came here looking for a fight, he got one. Ashton was impressed. And I bet it's a hard thing to impress Ashton with a squat, as Ashton also will take 340. Nope, Bobb Matthews, sorry, 340. Got Ashton on the line with him in front of me, but Bobb Matthews, now he's in the 120 class now, but weighed in at 107.2, looking to keep adding body weight, but he said he wants to do it slowly, still eating clean. By nationals, maybe 108, 109. 340 should be fairly smooth. Whoa, little, oh wow. Look at the expression on Ashton's face, or sorry, Bob's face.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he was like, wow, that was, I got a little misgroove. I got more of a fight than I expected, but
Yeah, I think
look
his
at Ashton's, like everybody back there.
I don't think anyone expected that. I think his hips just came out from under him a little bit, and he got some up and down there, but he got it.
The weight was such that if his hips get away from him, he could recover.
Right, yeah.
And he's lucky that he's choosing that kind of weight. 342.5 Carter Wheat. But it also is a testament to just how strong he is to be able to recover with that kind of weight on his back.
Yeah, safely recover.
and laugh about it while still in the lift.
Yeah.
Let's go, Carter.
He's just here to put on a show.
Yeah, he ended up doing that. 10-kilo jump for Carter.
Looks awesome. Nice squat day for Carter, 3 for 3, ending with 342.5. And I believe that will conclude the men's squat session here.
We are going to take a short 10-minute break and then come back to the bench press session. Make sure you come back, as potential unofficial world records might fall. We'll see you in 10. And welcome back to the Texas Fall Championships here in Houston. I'm Ryan Six-Pack Lapidat, accompanied in the booth by 57-kilo queen Natalie Richards. And we have the bench press event beginning with Emily Manire, 60 kilos on the bar for her.
Yep, it should be an exciting session, possibly some unofficial world record attempts, especially I think with Jessica and the 47s going forwards.
Yeah, if the squat session was any indication for Jessica, she is firing on all cylinders. Three white lights, and she's on the board. And just like your first squat is a little bit contentious, a little anxiety, the first bench press can be as well, can it?
Any first lift can be. You can somewhat breathe on the second, then third, you get hyped up again.
Right. Well said. 90 kilos for Jessica Espinal, 47-kilo class.
This is right around 2 times her body weight.
Yeah, already. Jessica has adapted very well to the elbow depth rule. Part of the strength guys, Tori Laperriere, Jason Tremblay. They've done a fantastic job with Jessica.
Let's see what you got.
Super efficient opener that looked good to me with depth, and it is 3 white lights. She's on the board.
Right on point. And I had asked Jessica, do you cut it all? Do you need to cut it all for that 47-kilo class? She said no. Very easy, smooth in terms of making weight. So she's going to stick 47 for a while, and that's becoming a more and more stacked class. Megan Hurlburt, 57-kilo class, 97.5 on the bar for her opening bench.
Again, she weighed in as a light 57, so we'll have to see if she ends up going 52 or 57s at Nationals this spring.
What do you think, Natalie?
It looked very good. If she wants to go for a PR, I think she's right around 10 kilos under that at 107.5. Jump 7.5, line
That's
herself
right.
up.
That's exactly what I was thinking is jump 7.5, see how that moves. I don't think 7.5 is going to break it. And then if 5 kilos more, load it up, 2.5, then you'll settle for just matching your PR. 102.5 for Jessica Buettner. Now, bench press has been the Achilles heel of Jessica, and she's made strides in training, I've noticed, in the gym.
I was about to say, I think it has looked a lot better. I think she did hit a PR in the gym recently. She went back to a closer grip and a little bit more of a sink on the chest. It just makes her feel stronger.
Now, that was 102.5 as an opener, 107.5 as her previous personal best.
And I think I've seen her hit, what, 110 in the gym? 112?
Let's see what she does on the day. 107.5 for Gabby Martinez. Gabby in the 76s, but weighed in at 69.75, just a stitch over the 69-kilo class.
Flies off the chest.
Makes easy work at 107.5.
All right, now we have bench queen coming out, Meg Scanlon in the 63 class, opening at 125 kilos. I wouldn't be surprised if she did make larger jumps on bench press today, just testing out the waters with new technique work.
Yeah, Megan has a phenomenal bench. She can build quite the subtotal, and wearing a belt for her bench.
Yep, I think that was one of the adjustments she made once the elbow depth rule came into play. She found that instead of a soft touch, a sink into the belt felt a little bit better.
It does help for that compression.
I mean, that's just so smooth.
Yeah. Nice work there. Plenty more left. 130 loaded for Bonica Brown.
186 pounds. Opener.
That just goes to show Meg's bench is just phenomenal. She's almost at the end of the flight, right next to Bonica.
Yeah, what does that tell you? You got a pretty good bench. You're 5 kilos off the opener from Bonica. Going over the handoff.
Let's see what she's got.
Bonica's hit 155. Do you think we're going to get around there today? That'd be some pretty big jumps.
That would be. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing her push it a little bit. Based on that opener, there's no
my
reason not
gosh.
to.
She could take like a 15-kilo jump if she wanted.
Yeah.
Did you see the look at the ref's face as she passed by? He was like, my goodness, like what am I?
Yeah.
That was a warm-up. Emily Manire, 62.5, conservative 2.5-kilo jump for her.
I believe that we are still going to follow the 3-minute break unless otherwise noted.
Yes, the 3 minutes due to the shorter flight by the women. And I had a moment in between these sessions to hop into the crowd, have a quick catch up with Russell Orr. He got his impressions of the meet. He's impressed from the setup and an intimate gathering, nice and close to the platform, tons of energy.
Now, has he done a qualify for nationals yet, or is he still looking to?
He has not, and he hasn't chosen yet.
Gotcha.
And what a delighted meet director that'll be if he chooses yours. People listening with meets in December, January, he's still open and eligible.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe nationals this year is going to be quite the show. There's going to be a lot more battles for that world spot, whereas last year is a little bit smaller, a little bit more, tight-knit. This time around, we're going to have a ton of great lifters going for that spot. There's not going to be room for everyone, but it'll be a good show.
Yeah, it's going to be, just as every time the years go by and more lifters start joining Powerlifting America, at the top end, the battles, but even all the way through, the flights get thicker and thicker, the roster gets thicker and thicker, and the event itself gets bigger and bigger. And Team USA, which is already stacked, is just going to get far more stacked. The rest of the world is taking notice of some of these gentlemen and ladies that are vying for their world's position.
And this past year at Worlds, Team USA women did take the gold.
Oh, wow, is that right? Is that a fact?
It is a fact.
Did you contribute some points to that? I think you contributed a few, didn't you?
Just a few. But as we continue to build, I think Team USA will bring a lot to the world stage.
Absolutely, and we also have the European Championships coming up in the first week of December. And my goodness, has Europe been catching up in terms of talent overall, several different nations. Obviously, we're all familiar with Team France and the women, but we will also have Italy, for instance, like Carola Gara, whom is going to accompany you and actually be competing with you at Sheffield, and a slew of other Italians, Sarah Naldi, Chiara Bernardi, coming out of Italy, Marta as well in the 47s, coming from the juniors. There's Team Italy, Spain, several of these nations, as well as Great Britain. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Great Britain as well has been elevating their performance. They're just creating.
Sweden, oh my gosh.
It's creating an insane meet to watch.
62.5 for Emily Manire in the 57-kilo class.
A conservative 2.5-kilo jump here for her second attempt. Like I said, no matter how easy the opener moves, if you know that 2.5 is going to feel heavy, just take that conservative jump.
2 to 1, it's good. And yeah, especially in the lighter weight classes, 2.5 is not the, I understand it's the smallest increment she could have took, but it's still a relatively big jump in proportion to how much weight she's shifting. 5 kilo jump for Jessica Espinal. Again, a reminder, the world record, 99.5. Now, if she goes for 100 kilos for her third, it won't officially break the world record.
Let's go, Jess.
But it will definitely increase her total going into nationals and most likely her total going into those nominations for worlds.
Very nice.
That moved very well for Jessica. I'm not sure whether she wants to do 2.5 and tie her best or go for that 5 kilo jump. It is just tough trying to decide between those two increments.
But if you had to choose.
I'm not quite sure. I'd probably choose the 2.5. Be a little bit more
Oh,
conservative.
Natalie's conservative again.
It's on bench now. Bench is always so much heavier than you think it's going to be with 2.5 kilos.
Fair. I think I would load the 100, but let's see what they
We'll see.
decide. Megan Hurlburt, 102.5, 5 kilo jump for her.
I think that was a good attempt selection. I think we originally discussed 7.5, but I think that 5 was probably spot on, which leaves her a little bit to push for another 2.5 kilos.
Yeah, Megan previously has done 107.5. Speak of the devil, Jessica Buettner, 107.5 now for her second. That's a 5 kilo jump. 102.5 moved well. This is equaling her previous personal best. So if Jess moves this with authority and makes it look like a second attempt should, will we see a PR by Jessica Buettner on bench? And you know she wants that bench to start moving.
I think she should go ahead and load that 110. I think it'll be there. I think it'll be a grind, but I think she's got it.
Oh, she can fight. 115 for Gabby Martinez. Gabby, a hopeful in the 69 kilo class.
253 pounds.
Had a great squat session, finishing with 197.5. She's hit 120 previously.
That moved well. It moved smooth. I think she could go ahead and take a PR match for that 120. What do you think?
A PR match, you said, okay. I thought you said for a second PR max. And I was like, Natalie, easy. No, I think 125 kilos is probably right on the money. 130 for Megan Scanlon, 5 kilo jump. 125 was very quick and smooth for her. Gonna be interesting to see how this moves and then what they decide to do after that.
I was about to say I expected a little bit of a bigger jump, but
Same.
we'll see how this moves.
Now, her previous personal best, 142.5, that was before the bench rule. Or, no, sorry. That was in 2022 Worlds. When did the bench rule come in?
I want to say after that.
Was
So
it?
I want to say 127 then would be her best with the new bench rule. So she
Okay.
just topped that, what, with 130? So that makes sense. But I still think she can jump like 10 kilos.
137.5 for Bonica Brown. It makes sense, though, that she's treading a little softly.
That does, yeah. Make
And
sure
she's-
that you hit the rules as required.
Right. Entering new territory. We'll see what they load up for her third and final bench. But first, Bonica Brown. Wow, 7.5 kilos did not do much. That could have been an opener. Bonica, having previously hit 155, and looks like she's operating a little safe.
Yeah, maybe just securing a 9 for 9 total, getting a nice total, not trying to push it too hard and saving some for nationals or for worlds.
We'll see what they decide to do in the deadlift event as well for Bonica. Obviously, matching her previous best in the squat event appears to be well within means for the bench. And if they're going to go and keep into cruise control for the deadlifts, it was deadlifts that had been that dagger in the side at the World Championships. Strength was there, just issues at the lockout.
Yeah, unfortunately, it happens, you know, to the best of us. If the technique kind of breaks down the opener, you can't adjust your opener. You're stuck in at that weight, and then you obviously want to fight for the world title and increase the weight as you go. So it's just a little bit of a challenge on the day, but I think today we'll see a different kind of deadlift from Bonica after having some time off to readjust.
And that's where a competition like this can offer that redemption and get a little bit of positive momentum. If your best lift is the squat, okay, match your personal best in the squat event. Pull back on the bench and deadlifts. You don't need to go all out in terms of matching records or anything like that. Regain that confidence, regain that positive momentum as you enter into the national championships, because we will have some battles at the national championships. Again, Alexis Jones is coming over. There's a lot of lifters. This nationals is going to be highly competitive. To get that world team spot, it's going to be difficult.
It is, and then as soon as you get the world spot, you have to compete against everyone else in the world, and then
well, it's a gift and a curse, right?
It is.
The rest of the world is waiting. And again, as we have a moment, I usually get a shout out to the sponsors, and we'll go ahead and do that for SBD, who put on this lovely meet. And the new Momentum singlet that dropped. You'll see that on several of the lifters here today. Have you got yours, Natalie?
I have. I haven't broken in the singlet yet. I usually don't like to wear it in training.
Really? Is that okay? I was going to ask you, because some people like to flaunt it.
No, I don't usually wear it in training because I prefer just loose gym clothes when I lift.
Is it a superstitious thing?
No, I just really like to wear looser fit clothing. And then on the meet day, I feel, you know, nice and sharp in my little singlet. But, yeah.
Is it a mental edge for you?
I don't know if
now I'm ready. Now I'm battle ready. Now I'm wearing my superhero suit.
It does make me feel like I'm, you know, in the game day zone.
Right.
Some athletes do enjoy training in their singlets. They like showing it off on the gram. It's totally fine. I support that, but
it becomes almost when the prep is getting serious, and you see the singlet, which I appreciate.
Throw the singlet on, get some camera angles, making sure that you look to comp standards in the singlet, because it can appear different if you're wearing loose clothes that you aren't hitting depth. You can't see that, so it 100%. Makes a difference for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree, particularly in the squat and now in the bench press as well. And Emily Manire, 65 kilos, 2.5 kilo jump. We thought that was probably going to be the move. Nice fight.
That was a nice fight.
Two to one, it's good.
A different call from her second, where she got a blue card from the front, and then she got a yellow card from the side here.
Emily, wearing Team USA, and I know because it's so stacked at Nationals, some people are saying, you know, after Nationals, when the world's team is solidified, where do I go? Where is my pathway? New competitions are being arranged. There's the North American Championships.
I think
Stay tuned.
There's a couple other things in the work that are very exciting.
Always items in the work.
Can't spill too much, but Powerlifting America is building, accommodating for high caliber lifters. elevating the sport.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty to do. And Jessica Espinal, 97.5,
Yeah.
below the world record.
But tying her best, I believe.
Let's go, Jess.
Ooh, nope.
It's always so tough. You know, those 2.5 kilos make all the difference, and you can't go any lower than that unless you have a world record chip. So
She doesn't look any worse for wear from it, smiling it off as she leaves the platform. I mean, she already hit a PR in the squat. Let's see how the deadlifts go, because judging by her training, her deadlifts are moving very nice. She could still have a PR total, and
sure.
it's the total that really matters in the end. Megan Hurlburt, 105, 2.5 kilo jump. Megan has done 107.5.
Come on, Megan. Let's drive this home.
that was a great push through that one sticking point. I think that was a great weight call there at 105.
I thought there might have been a little down up.
A little up and down, yeah. Just for hair, though. Just for 1 second. It almost looked like a pause on the live stream.
110 kilos.
110 for Jessica Buettner, and here we are.
Bar is loaded.
Will it be a PR?
142 pounds.
I didn't mean to rhyme.
Let's go, Jess.
Oh my gosh.
A good attempt. She did match her PR on the second, which is awesome. Just a tiny bit too out of reach on the day. I'm sure she'll hit that later on.
The ever elusive Jessica Buettner bench PR.
It wouldn't be a meet without one, you know. Next time, though.
Gabby Martinez, 117.5.
159 pounds. Come on, Gabby, give him a show. Let's go, keep pushing, finish it off.
Wow, nicely done there. Gabby, a scrappy 117.5. She has previously done 120, and this is what veteran lifters do. They read the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you chase PRs, you chase potential unofficial records or national records or whatever, but a quality lifter who's been around feels it and knows this is the best I have on the day and gets every single kilo they can out of themselves. Gabby doing just that, building that total. 135 for Megan Scanlon.
I believe the bench is actually the third bench is the most statistically lost. Most lifters don't get their third bench based on any free lift.
This would be a personal best under the new bench rules for Megan. And by quite a bit. Wow.
I think she still could have done 140.
I think, you know what? Look at her previous personal best under the new bench rules, 127.5.
Yeah, it's a great
7.5 kilos on that. By the time she rolls to nationals, we might be talking 140 range.
I was about to say her previous best before the bench roll was 142.5. So, hey, there you go.
Are we going to be? She might return to form. And if she gets her bench back, heads up, ladies and gentlemen. 145 for Bonica Brown. Oh.
I think every bench has looked like that today.
Yeah.
Just super easy.
And we're going to move directly into flight 2 Charlie Yeng, 135.
Now, I believe they are still going to take that 3-minute break. Yep, they've started the clock. So we're going to have a couple minutes to chat as they take a few minutes before the men's start.
You know, it's interesting. So if we do have a couple minutes here, another competitor from Sheffield, Anatoly Novopismani, in his video hyping the Sheffield event, chose to take that opportunity to give a rare call out. And it was to Ashton, as Ashton coming over to the Federation, Powerlifting America, obviously Anatoly being the 105 world champion, Anatoly being the best lifter at Worlds, you know something about that, and eyeing the opposition as it's coming, essentially saying, if you want my title, you're going to have to take it from me.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very interesting that these lifters coming over already taking the attention from the defending world champions, and they see it coming down.
I think it's exciting. You want to see the best of the best, and the best of the best want that too. They want to compete against the best in the world because the world title is nothing without competition.
Talking to Marcellus Williams about the call out, I asked him, what are your thoughts on that? Your lifter got called out by Anatoly of all people. He said, you know what? When you're the defending world champion, I expect no less.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to do? They're coming whether you like it or not. You might as well stand up to them. And we got some battles ahead in the IPF Worlds 2024, but first we got some work to do.
Yep, the first step is nationals. Well, really qualifying, then nationals. Then you go take your prep to world and see how you do on the stage.
And you've been to the world championships. You've dealt with, you know, different items like time zone changes, the squat depth, elbow rule at the world level. There are definitely different variables, even as well as just when you're at the world championships, it is going to feel different. All of these people from all over the world that you've seen on social media, heard on podcasts, seen on live streams, and here they are in the flesh. It's one thing when you always operate in the same country that you've always been. You've gotten used to it. You're used to the same faces, food. Time zones can only be so far apart. Add in a lot more variables when you go to IPF Worlds.
Yeah, it feels like an incredible, different experience. I don't think there's one meet nationally that can really compare to that.
Well,
yeah,
one's coming up in Sheffield.
we got time.
We got time, and they are almost two entirely different animals. But yeah, every single year it feels like the World Championships gets bigger and bigger, and the platforms that are available on, obviously, Eurosport, millions of homes across Europe viewing the IPF World Championships on the Olympic Channel's YouTube, and we got thousands to hundreds of thousands of views watching IPF Worlds on their platform. So these athletes, they have a platform to share their skills. Charlie Yeng, 135.
Now, since he sandbagged his squat a little bit, RP 67, I anticipate bench press to move just as easy, keep it in a relatively conservative range.
Yeah, he's hit 157.5.
Well, 135 moved really nicely, just as it should.
I wonder, though, so some of these lifters, they coming in telling themselves, sandbag the squat, sandbag the bench, and some will go all in on the deadlifts.
Yeah.
You know, they pick and choose what they're going to go all in on. We'll see.
That's true.
147.5 for Joseph Jordan. Joe Jordan has been to the IPF World Championship before. He would love to get back there. He's a guest lifter. He lifts in the USVI. And that 66 kilo class, talk about stacked.
Yes, that's an understatement. Not only from the US team, but Team France as well.
Yeah, Team France, Team Japan with Kyoto. It is just stacked all over the place now. Thailand as well.
Yep, and younger lifters too. Younger lifters coming up.
Yeah, we've seen some other lifters that are likely to appear at Powerlifting America Nationals. Evan Judice, 170.
Let's go, Evan.
Evans hit 187.5.
Nice, easy opener for Evan. Looking at 3 white lights. He's on the board.
Bobb Matthews chalking up in 170 is definitely well below his personal best. And he's going to test out that elbow depth. What this is, he could do this flat backed, feet up, legs crossed.
Yeah.
Taking no risks with this opener. He's hit 240 kilos.
Ah, that's right. They did call him from his setup. You aren't allowed to set up with your feet on the bench.
Well, there you go.
They must remain off.
Right on cue, and that's an IPF rule.
Obviously, that's not a problem for Bob. 3 white lights.
See, this is another great reason to have the experience before you go to nationals. You don't want to make mistakes like that on the stage, so it's just a great experience overall, even on an easy lift like that.
Jaisyn Mike, 180 kilos, and this should be easy work for Jaisyn.
396 pounds.
Jaisyn's hit 282.5.
Just a small 100 kilos off his best.
Natalie, I'm not used to hearing sarcasm come out of you like that.
3 white lights.
Ragan Henderson, 190.
With 418 pounds. Bar is loaded.
Not many people opening with 418, 19-pound range. And he's a little more serious for the bench press.
Maybe a little bit more weight today.
Let's go.
Well, that was super fast. For an opener, 190. We'll have to see if he jumps maybe 10, 15 kilos, something like that.
Yeah, they'd be well within his means, a good 10-kilo jump. 190 sting on the bar for Ashton.
190 kilos.
Ashton got everybody's attention when he said he's going to be here and then looking to qualify for Powerlifting America Nationals and making a run at the world title.
Let's go, Ash.
And that's a pretty close grip. Wow.
Very easy as well. Sometimes Ashton does fluctuate between a wider grip or a closer grip bench press, depending on the day. He will compete one or the other, as well as sumo or conventional on deadlifts. He's a very, I don't know what the right word is, but he can do anything.
Switch hitter. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he can do anything as well.
Yeah.
Well said. And Enrique Lugo, 215.
I guess switch it up on the meet day, depending on what he needs to do.
It's good to have that skills. You never know. Your back's a little toasty, you switch to sumo.
Yeah.
Little to no efforts. 3 white lights.
Enrique has hit 232.5.
We have Carter Wheat.
Carter Wheat, 220.
220 kilos. 485 pounds. Bar.
Opened with a PR squat, opening with a PR bench.
He's having himself a day. I believe this is what, 485 pounds, 220 kilos.
Let's go, Carter. Come on, Carter.
Ryan is fact checking my scouting.
You know what? I just had.
I would too.
I look over and you mouth, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I started second guessing myself here. How is this young man?
Just phenomenal lifting today.
Charlie Yeng, 142.5. 7.5 kilo jump. He's hit 157.
Based on how his opener flew, this should move just as nicely.
314 pounds.
Super smooth second attempt for Charlie. 3 white lights.
3 white lights. Bars loaded for Joe Jordan. 341 pounds.
Bars loaded for Joe in the raw open 66 class, 155 kilos. Going 3 for 3 on squats and 1 so far on bench. Really consistent attempt here. We have 3 white lights for him. Coming off of what may not have been his best world's performance, he's certainly making a statement here today in Texas.
Bar is loaded.
Evan is up with his second attempt of 180 kilos in the 83 class.
Let's go, Evan. Yes, sir.
Nice and steady bench press from Evan, just a shy 7.5 off his best. So we'll see if he goes ahead and tries to match or chip his PR today. The energy Ragan has is back. He's going up 10 kilos to 200, which will be 441 pounds in the 120 weight class.
Let's go. Get after it.
Smoked his second attempt, and the judges agree. 3 white lights for Ragan. He's setting himself up for a really nice meet day. Ashton is also going to go ahead and take 200 here. Again, shooting for around RP 7 to 8 day. Trying to qualify for nationals and hopefully secure a world team spot. Strong second attempt for Ash. Not sure if he'll take his third. He did opt out of taking his third on squat just to save energy if he didn't need it. This is a bit of a larger jump here for Bobb, going up to 35 kilos from his opener, though it did move very, very well. Again, he's using this meet to qualify for nationals and also make sure that he follows the IPF standards as an experience at this Texas Fall meet. All right, I think that almost moved better than his opener. It looked like an empty bar for him. Hopefully he'll come out and take a third. This will be the first 500 bench press of the day with 227.5 kilos. Carter Wheat in the 120 plus class. So far, Carter has not only beat his squat already, a PR, but his bench as well. So this will just keep adding to his total. A little bit of a scrap, but it looked good from this view. And he is in the 500 club for bench press.
Speaking of 500, 227.5 stays in the bar for Enrique Lugo.
Let's go get it, Big Chief. Let's go, Lugo.
Also a relatively close grip for Lugo.
Let's go, Lugo. Oh, yeah.
You know, in the squats, finished just shy of his PR. PR bench press is 5 kilos away. Are you saying 2.5 kilos? Because that was a bit of work.
I think for him, I think maybe he could push out 5, but if he wants to play it safe, go 2.5. If he wants to push for the PR, I'd go ahead and just say 5.
Jaisyn Mike, 227.5, 500-pound bench press. Now that's a big bench.
That's a big jump.
It's a big jump, but for Jaisyn Mike, probably going to be easy. Exactly.
Easy peasy bench press, just a 47.5 kilo jump. 100 pounds.
On a bench press.
All right, now we're already back at the top of the flight with Charlie Yeng. This will be third attempts, final attempts on bench press.
R is loaded for Charlie Yeng. Come on, people. Let's go, Charlie.
Now it's under his previous personal best, but it's still going to be work. 157.5 he's hit before, but on bench press, when you get close to 7.5 kilos from your PR, and you're at this body weight, 150 is still got to be taken seriously. Again, I know it says 74 under his name, but he's a 66.
Yeah, that still moved quite smoothly for being 7.5 under. He's definitely added some strength. It'd be nice to see him on 100% at Nationals.
He's going to have to be. Nationals is going to be tough in the 6 kilo class. A stacked division domestically as well as worldwide. And speaking of, Joe Jordan, 160, 5 kilo jump.
Let's go, Joseph. Come on, let's get after it.
Joe has been one of my favorite lifters to watch all of today. He's been executing excellently, 3 for 3 on squats, 2 for 3 on bench so far, going for another 5 kilos on his bench press.
Let's go, Joe.
As a 66, Joe has hit 170. So we're a little below that.
Good push through that sticking point. It looked clean from this side. And the lift is good. 3 white lights. And again, he may have been having to adjust for elbow depth. It is a new rule.
That's right.
That may be why it's a little bit lower than the 170.
You know what? Yeah, the 170 would have been below or before the elbow rule came into effect. He's hit 172.5 as a 74, and that's going to greatly affect your bench press, cutting that kind of weight. Yeah, good note there. I think that's probably what he's dealing with, is that elbow depth. 185 for Evan Judice. And Evan, this is a big bench for a 74.
A little bit over 400 pounds.
Yeah, 407.
I think that moved a little bit better than his second attempt there, whether it's with bar path or touch point, but 3 white lights for Evan. It moved well.
And that was just a little below his PR, and I think that was a good call.
I agree. I think that was probably what he had on the day.
Yeah, again, not being overly tempted. Hey, we're going to hit PRs today. Big stream, like he said, lifting with some big stars. He's not going to get this opportunity again. Let's load up. Well, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself if you go 9 for 9 and get the most you could on that day.
Would much rather have 2 more kilos in the tank than lose 2.5.
Yeah, then fail 5 heavier.
Right.
Ragan Henderson, 207.5.
He's also having himself a day. 3 for 3 on both lifts so far.
Bobb Matthews. He's got 501.
Bobb is back, 227.5.
Now his 205 did move incredibly well. He does take larger jumps. I don't think 501 would be out of the question for a conservative single.
And no elbow depth rules. That should be right there as well.
Looked very clean.
Yeah, no issues, 3 white lights.
Looks like Ashton probably did bypass his 3rd attempt, just like he did on squats. Probably going for a 6 for 6 day unless anything happens on deadlifts.
Carter Wheat, 232.5. Opening with a personal best. But Carter had done mostly in been competing in equipment.
Well, it looks like Raw is the place to be.
Well, I mean, I suspect he just hadn't, peaked and performed in the Raw. His strength levels were obviously always up. Ooh. And he's got a bit of a bench style for equipped.
Yeah, it's all right. He has had a great day, and he PR'd on his opener, so just barely missing that at the top.
Enrique Lugo, 235. Small personal best for Enrique. He's hit 232.5.
The good 3rd attempt there.
Yeah, scrappy 3rd attempt. Enrique collects a bench press PR.
Jaisyn Mike challenging with 523 pounds.
Jaisyn Mike heard the announcer overhead saying taking a challenging 237.5 kilos. And Jaisyn had to tell him, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Let's not do any false advertising here. We all know what I'm going to do. for Jaisyn Mike, this is pretty much a to be continued. Come back to bench nationals. Oh, yeah, well, you know what?
I couldn't quite tell if they called him to racket or not.
I couldn't either.
I guess they
Okay,
did.
2-1, you're good.
I don't think he heard them either. All right, well, that concludes the men's session for the bench press.
Stick around. We're going to take a short 10-minute break as we come back to the deadlifts. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the Texas Fall Championships. I'm Ryan Six-Pack Lapidad, accompanied in the booth by none other than 160 was pretty easy. And as soon as these lifters hit their opening deadlift, of course, their totals are solidified. Then you're going to see some more ambitious jumps. Nothing wrong with a nice conservative opening pull.
Now we have Jessica opening at 167.5 in the 47 class. I believe she finished at Worlds at 175 kilos for her third. So someone can fact check me there, but I believe that it was 175.
Yeah, that's what you have in your scouting report.
All right. Opening just slightly under that.
Yeah, we're pretty close. Squat moved well. She hit a PR.
Really pretty sumo deadlift from her as she builds her total.
Sumo pulls can be deceiving. I'm trying to read into that, just how much is there, but sometimes when it gets heavy, there could be a bobble on the top and everything changes. 195 for Megan Scanlon, 63 kilo class. Megan been to several world championships. Been on the podium before, broken records. She's a legend in the game.
Nice smooth opener from her. Should be 3 white lights there. I remember when I was just starting the sport, Megan was the first person I ever followed.
Is that right?
Yep. She's for sure a legend in the sport.
Was this when she was a 57?
Yeah.
Makes sense. She was representing Team USA. Did you watch that World Championships?
I did.
Great battle between her and Canada's Maria T. Came down to the very last deadlift. And Maria T. became the first Canadian woman to win an Open Classic Championship.
Very exciting.
We still celebrate on that day, every day in Canada.
It's a Marie Day.
That's right. I play Maria Maria by Santana. Deadlift 205 for the opener for Gabby Martinez.
Looked really nice for her.
Yeah, that was smooth and easy. Gabby's having a great day.
We'll have to see if she goes to break her best total and see what she ends up loading.
Her best total being 530 is a pretty good total in the 69 kilo class. Again, that was achieved slightly less body weight. What can she do with a little bit more? 220 for Bonica Brown.
Looks nice and clean from this viewpoint. Let's see what the refs say. 3 white lights.
Standing position. If a fight comes for whatever reason, a lot easier to scrap it out if you need to. A lot harder to mess up that bar path. And the down-ups often are more likely to occur in the sumo lift because your feet are spread. And with, for instance, Jessica Buettner, 230 kilos in your hand,
It's
you
heavy.
you could get pulled off balance.
Yeah, it happens.
And if you're not used to it, I mean, to be honest, even if you are used to it, I've seen the best of the best. Nick Manners, one of the best pound-for-pound deadlifters in the world today, a sumo puller, and at the World Championships, had a speed wobble at the top, had to retake that weight and take a gigantic third pull, ended up on the podium with the bronze medal.
Yeah.
It's a volatile, sumo, it's a good weapon, but it's a volatile one. And there's meet director Marty giving some fist bumps.
Has done a phenomenal job putting all of this together.
Let me tell you something. Brought us out here for the commentating, treated us amazingly. Always fresh flowers in my trailer every morning by Marty himself.
All right, the bar is now loaded, starting second attempts. Emily Manire, 140 kilos, 308 pounds. pretty second attempt. She's just having fun today.
Yeah, I mean, when you're dancing off the platform from your opener, things are going well. Jessica Espinal, 175. Okay, this is a PR poll, matching poll, sorry. No, Megan Hurlburt. Okay, 172.5. Jessica will be coming right after her.
Let's go, Megan. Give him a show.
That was really smooth. I think her hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say she got the down command, but
Yeah, a little, slippage there. Chalk up next time.
was it foreshadowing? We'll see.
Yeah.
But she definitely needs to pay attention to that right side. And here is Jessica Espinal, 175. This is gonna match her previous personal best.
Now, I had predicted her going probably mid-4s. Right now, she's at 407.5, so maybe add another 10 kilos to that to see how this one moves.
And that is monstrous for a 47 kilo class. The world record is 428.5. I'm gonna have to mental Rolodex here. If anybody in the 47s has done that besides Turbo Tiff, should she hit this?
Aha! We were just talking about it. Maybe we jinxed it ourselves. It can just happen a little bit of bobble at the top because it was so fast, so easy. She can 100% retake that or even add a little bit, but that moved great. Just a little bit of a center of mass control issue.
And that's the thing. It was so fast and easy. Strength is not an issue. You know, the prep on her deadlift has been going so good, hitting PRs. Definitely the strength on the deadlift is there. Just maybe a little excited. 205 by Megan Scanlon. She's done 210.
Show them what you got. Oh, yeah.
I think she goes for a PR today.
Yeah, 7.5 kilo jump.
That moves great.
Coming up next,
Gabby Martinez, 215.
Gabby Martinez with 473 pounds.
We're already at 520
Is loaded
for her total.
for Gabby Martinez.
This would match her previous personal best for total and set her up nicely for a total PR for her final pull. Gabby, a perfect day so far. Wow.
Really
Whoa.
pretty pull.
Yeah, she's got a lot more in the tank. Holy smokes. 530, what kind of a jump?
I think at least 10 kilos would be safe and
I think-
solidify her, yeah.
I'd be comfortable with that.
I think 10 would be good.
So we're talking 540 range. That's a rather impressive 69 kilo total. And this is now in November. What will she have at PA Nats? What will she have should she make the team IPF Worlds? I told you she's a contender. Bonica Brown, 230.
230 kilos.
Nicely done.
Nice, clean lockout.
Yep.
She has already solidified herself a ticket to nationals to compete for the world spot and is at this point just adding kilos to her total. They're going to time out, it looks like, for Jessica's attempt.
Garrett just telling the crowd,
It looks
no need to get excited here. I just wanted to say about Bonica, this is the perfect redemption meet for her, just building the confidence back. Obviously, coming off of Worlds, what happened there in the deadlifts. And now she has an opportunity. She's gone 2 for 2 in the deadlifts, having fun, leaving the platform with that positivity now.
Yeah.
Takes the bad taste out of her mouth. Perfect timing for PA Nats.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens from there.
Yep, it's the perfect kind of get your feet under you before you go into another national or world level meet. Get some confidence, have some fun, finish your tech work. It always feels so much better going into those head-to-heads when you have that down.
It'll be interesting to see if she decides to stay conventional. Obviously, 230 moved well there, and maybe that's the fix for her.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was a tester for today, and then they regroup into training and decide maybe we move back to sumo, maybe, I'm not sure. But it's an opportunity, and that's why you take these opportunities, come to the platform, and test some things out. A lot of lifters new to Powerlifting America, operating under some different rule sets, particularly in the bench press, and other lifters trying out new things like Jessica Buettner with the sumo and Bonica Brown with the conventional. Now, in terms of Jessica Buettner, hopefully she's okay, not coming out for the conventional pull either.
Yeah. Maybe she just needed a little bit more time to recoup after that kind of shaky opener. It could be. But if she wants to build a total in this meet, she does need to at least put in one deadlift.
It would be, I got a feeling, unless there's something where she's either injured or doesn't want to risk injury, feel something, that'd be the only reason why she doesn't come out.
Yeah, exactly. She does not need this meet for anything. This is a fun meet for her, some chance to win some money. So if it's an injury risk, I understand bypassing it, or she could pull out conventional.
Or she could come pull out conventional, and wouldn't that be exciting? She comes out for her third pull, and it's loaded 250 kilos.
Yeah, that'd be pretty exciting.
Maybe a little too exciting, but 150 kilos. We're taking our 3-minute break again because there's fewer women in this flight. So we have an extra 3 minutes on the clock, and Emily Manire.
And let's see, as we look at the IPF points to see who is in the lead, maybe for a chance to win some money today.
Yeah.
There's a $6,000 prize pool, and it is based on IPF GL points. So currently we have Meg Scanlon with 116. Jess is right behind her at 113. Then we have Bonica, Gabby, and Megan. But those three are head-to-head with about less than 1 point between them. So it's going to come down to the final pool of who's going to get that third place.
Well, we're on camera here. You caught me. And if we take a look at the men's overall, we don't have the deadlifts in place yet. But yeah, it's going to be a tight race. And Megan Scanlon showing up and within reach of a nice little bag.
A nice little PR as well. If she can get this third deadlift of 215, that'll be what, a 5 kilo PR? And then
for the deadlifts,
yes. For the deadlift, yes.
Yeah.
And then Jess is also opting to go up for a 5 kilo PR after missing barely her 175 just for being a little too fast. So adding a little bit more weight, 180.
Now, I don't have my IPF points calculator in front of me if they're playing it that if Megan misses and Jessica hits.
Right, would she move up?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
I think she might need a little bit more than 5 kilos added to catch Meg, as she is already 3 points above. She probably...
Well, it'd be... Wait, what's the difference here? 12.5 kilos?
Yeah, 12.5 kilos up to try to get Meg.
I'm not sure.
We'll have to see.
I don't know my IPF points off the top of my head like that, but 150 for Emily.
The crowd is getting loud for these third attempts. This will be a PR. Super happy, 3 white lights for that lift. The lift is good.
10 kilo jump, and she handles it well.
There's some gameplay going on then. So she had a 180 placeholder, bumped down to 177. Or?
There's some discussion. I think they're going to, no, okay. They're taking the weight off. What's going on?
Another attempt change, perhaps?
I'm not sure. Or maybe the spotters loaders didn't catch the attempt change and her handler just let them know, hey, we changed it to 177, I think. Look, at 175 was fast.
Yeah.
Speed wobble. I think she'll get 177.5. I think she might have even had 180, to be honest with you.
Nice lockout, really controlled there. Easy peasy, and a 2.5 kilo PR.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think 180 might have been there on the day.
I believe she also has now a total PR. She got a squat PR, barely missed her bench PR by 2.5 kilos, and then gained 2.5 on deadlift.
180 for Megan Hurlburt.
Let's go, Megan. Come on, folks.
Oh, it's that right hand we had talked about on the second attempt.
Give it up for Megan, folks.
It's so close, and it's so hard when the grip is slipping to be able to lock it out safely when you know the bar is going to come down. But as soon as she fixes up that grip, the strength is 100% there.
So Jessica Espinal in second place overall in IPF points for that money. Megan Scanlon in first, looking to add 10 more kilos.
Megan has solidified herself in first place. This is to PR her best deadlift.
Yeah, this is for pride.
Let's go, Megan. All you got.
Oh, she's got it, I think.
Now, her shoulder, she went up and down, did the bar? No.
No.
And that's an important note. Sometimes people see the lifter go up, down, but it's the bar itself that needs to go up, down.
And that was just a beautiful finish for Meg, who bumped up her IPF points to 118.69.
Yeah, that's impressive. And she was a late addition to this meet. Shows up, thank you very much. I'll collect a little bit of money.
See how long of a prep she had? I'm not quite sure. See what she puts together at Nationals.
Well, stay ready, you don't have to get ready, they say. Gabby Martinez, 225. Already has 530. This will give her 540. We both said 10 kilos we'd be comfortable with. That's what they loaded. Looks reasonable.
Let's go, Gabby. The people want to see it. Let's go.
And the technical proficiency on Gabby Martinez. Wow.
She switched up. She used to pull hook. Now she pulls mixed grip sumo, and it just looks so clean.
540, and that was a smooth, some kilos left in the tank 540. If she can bring that up to a 550 range, wow, are we cooking with something here in the 69 kilo class with Gabby Martinez.
Now, it may look like Jess is also timing out. She
Yeah.
had put a placeholder of 237 in there. I hope that she is not injured and is doing well.
That's, I mean, it's a little bit concerning because she would have the potential of pulling conventional, and the fact that she's not.
Does
We'll
make
have
me a
to
little bit
see.
concerned to see
Right.
what happened on that first opener. But give it up for Jess for coming all the way down here and putting on a phenomenal show. We hope that she's well. She's out here shaking hands with the refs.
There she is. Yeah, she looks, you know, looks can be deceiving. She looks relatively okay anyways, decent spirits. I'm sure she'll be back on the platform. Two-time world champion Jessica Buettner. Obviously, Sheffield alumni.
Having some courtesy for her fellow lifters, letting the clock run out, putting an attempt in so they have a little bit more time to recover.
And Bonica Brown prepping for 242.5.
It's loaded. 534 pounds. Let's have some fun. Let's go, Bonica. Come on, Bonica.
Looks good.
Yeah, that looks good. 3 white lights. And finishes with 667.5. Obviously took it easy in the bench press. You could foresee the new conventional pull might be the new weapon of choice.
Yeah, it's what lift can you do to comp standards and be strong at, and it looks like it's going to be conventional. Takes out the mental block of technique with sumo deadlift, so I'd go ahead and pursue conventional if it looks this strong.
180 kilos for Jaisyn Mike's opening pull. And this is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're taking a 3-minute break here before we head into the men's.
It's been a quick meet. The spotters and loaders have been excellent, moving the bar very, very quickly to get us through this meet in a really efficient fashion. So thank you, spotters and loaders.
This is really the new standard. We've seen this, the local meets, SPD getting involved, and the local meet experience, a lot of people are talking about it. The streaming quality with the roaming cameras, multiple setups, flying in commentators.
Yeah, it's a whole
The
new
setup,
standard.
prize money involved, $6,000, and from the quality to prize money, what will that all look like in 2024? Everybody's excited.
There's just a huge pool that's growing in powerlifting, not only with lifters, but in prize money. People being very passionate about the sport and interested in growing it. It's a great trend.
And then, of course, there's the biggest money meet of all, Sheffield at the end of the road.
Yeah.
Should you make it that far?
35, anywhere, really, in the tens of thousands of dollars for the best man or woman lifting at the meet. That's a year's salary, some might say. It's a lot of money in powerlifting. It's very exciting.
Thus far, has there been any surprises for you? Obviously, the Jessica Buettner.
Probably Jessica. Not too much. I pretty much anticipated Meg, Jess, and Gabby all to go out as they did. Maybe a little bit more from Jess, as I predicted her in the 420 range, but she still had a great meet, hit some PRs, and I'm sure we'll have plenty more in the tank for nationals.
In terms of takeaways for myself, the Bonica Brown adjustment on the deadlifts, glad to see that. The Gabby Martinez leveling up, adding 10 more kilos onto her total, was conceivably more room to spare. Glad to see that. Always welcoming new contenders and possible threats at the world scene. But first, got to earn that spot at PA Nationals. To your point about Jessica Espinal, despite the fact that, you might have seen, she has potential for more. And you've seen that on that last deadlift. She had 180, dropped down to 177.5, smoked it.
Yeah.
I think she had 180 on the day. If she gets that world record bench press, look what we're working with. World of potential. And Jaisyn Mike, easy work with 180 kilos.
He's secured his spot then for nationals.
That's right.
Looks like that's what he's been trying to do.
That's right. No major risks there. And Charlie Yeng, 240 kilos. Charlie entering an absolutely stacked division of the 66s. He'll have many, many battles to come. First at PA Nats. And then should he make a world team, it gets no easier.
It only gets more fun.
It's easy for you to say. You're winning world titles and best lifter awards. 240, easy enough for Charlie.
He's solidified, again, his total, and it will be headed to PA Nationals.
Joe Jordan, 262.5.
He's been very composed all throughout this meet day, going 3 for 3 on squats, 2 for 3 on bench, on a roll, looking to continue that with deadlifts.
Joe has a bunch of talent. One of the 66s that could push past the 700 kilo mark.
Have you seen a speedier deadlift than that?
Whoa. And the way he put it down and strut off that platform, he's feeling these deadlifts today.
Yeah, that looked excellent.
Yeah, the 700 kilo mark is really the elite standard now for the 66s.
Which is crazy to think about. That is so incredibly high. But at the world level, that's where it is.
Evan, 265. Again, keep in mind, Evan is a 74 kilo lifter. Just a stitch over that today. Another nice pull.
All right. Carter Wheat is opening at 305. Is this another PR?
312.5. He broke the trend.
All right.
He's playing it conservative.
He is playing it conservative.
Playing conservative on. This is what you would have had him open up on if you were handling him.
Right. Still a phenomenal opener for him, 305. 7.5 under his best.
That was smooth. 307.5 for Enrique Lugo. Texas' own.
Bars loaded for the Big Chief, Lugo, 307.5.
He's pulled 347.5.
Yes, sir.
Pretty solid opener. It's always hard to tell a little bit with the bigger weight classes how much they have left in the tank, as they do normally do bigger jumps. We'll have to see what he ends up loading.
Lugo in the 120s, and suddenly the 120s in both U.S. and globally is getting more and more stacked. In the junior worlds, we had gentlemen 125, 126 kilos. Lugo was medaling with 920. And at junior worlds, I get you a bronze now. That's just how stacked the 120s are. Speaking of the 120 class, a new entrant, Bobb Matthews, 317.5. This should be easy.
And it is. I was talking with him a little bit before competition, and he said that he's burned out his back a little bit on conventional for this week, so he's opting to pull sumo today, though he's been training both.
Yeah, I seen him pull, I believe, 815 pounds just 2 days ago.
Yeah. Not much of a taper into the meat, but he doesn't really need one, I guess.
Yeah. Sends a message to the taper gods. Ragan Henderson, 325 for his opening pull. Three whites solidifies his total.
All right, now we got Ash coming out, opening at 325 in the 105 class. He's taken 2 attempts every lift. Let's see if the trend continues, if he'll bypass his third or push a little bit more.
716 pounds. Let's go, Ashton. Oh, yes, sir.
And that was smooth, conventional pull. As mentioned before, Ash has the ability to pull whether sumo or conventional, both at the top end. Opting for the conventional pulls, and 270 loaded for Charlie.
Just getting the bar wiped down a little bit before he comes out. Starting the flight over.
This is a huge 30 kilo jump. Now, we were wondering if he was going to be conservative in the deadlifts. he has pulled 297.5, but if he's doing another big jump
Yeah.
like this, we're right there.
Maybe have some fun, finish out the meet. This moved quite well.
Let's go. 3 white lights.
And Joseph standing trying to read him
don't
like
know.
he's looking for an answer.
Talk
Whoa.
about another big jump. Just
Yeah, that's-
again, 92.5 kilos.
601 pounds for Jaisyn Mike. That's the signature jump he
goodness.
does.
I did not know that that was a signature jump that
Yeah.
he did, and I got a little scared.
No. He's been
Okay.
doing that for years.
Okay.
That's the Jaisyn Mike. A little pump jump before the deadlifts.
That's actually insane. I thought he was about to clean and jerk it. I don't know. It's
Oh,
crazy.
wow. Hats off to him if he could do that. Joseph Jordan, 277.5 for his second attempt. He's pulled 295 previously. Total is currently 670.
The opener moved very, very well.
Come on, Joe.
A nice 15-kilo jump here.
If you're wondering overall, in terms of good lift points for the money, Ashton's in the lead, followed by Bobb Matthews and Joseph Jordan. Whoa.
I think if
Wow.
Joe, if he wants to push them for that money, knowing they want to take a conservative day, I would push them now.
I mean, Joseph Jordan isn't fall behind, and what an upset would that be?
I think that he really could push them, put it in a placeholder, see what they put in, and then maybe adjust it to see if they can pull something to put him in a first.
Now, obviously, they get the pull after him due to being heavier lifters, bigger pullers. Evan, 280.
It will determine if they want to stay in their pocket, which they said they wanted to when they started the meet, but it's been a little bit since the beginning.
It's been a little bit. They've been collecting a little bit of lint, staying in the pocket a little too long. Evan, 280, 15-kilo jump. Now that's some work.
It's solid, though. He's been controlled all meet day. I think he has 5 to 7 left in the tank.
So Joe Jordan with 290, he's pulled 295 previously. 277.5 was smooth. 12.5-kilo jump.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to get it. You got to wonder, I mean, he's got a bit of a spread between Joe Jordan and Evan.
It could be a placeholder. They could bump it up a little bit just to see how Ash and Bobb's lifts move. We have Carter Wheat going up 20 kilos. Pretty a huge PR. Nailing his second attempt.
3 white lights. Good lift.
Lugo back, 332.5 for his second attempt. It's a pretty big jump. Like you said, it's all about percentages, and in the 120 plus.
Yep, that move just as I would think.
Oh, he's feeling it now. He's turning it on. Oh, wow.
He's been vibing all day.
Yeah, he's ready. That's when you're properly peaked, physically and mentally,
Yeah.
possibly emotionally. 340, 15-kilo jump for him. Henderson has pulled 357.5. Expecting this to move.
Yep. Really nice, smooth second attempt. That is going to be 3 white lights from the judges. We'll see if he jumps a little bit more to chip his PR.
Bobb Matthews, 350 kilos for his second attempt. And Bobb has pulled 380, but 350 is a legit second attempt weight.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still staying in the RP 7 to 8 pocket. Or if he's looking, hey, I would like to walk away with some prize money.
Well, this is well, I'm getting kind of close, aren't we? So what if I just load up a little bit?
Yeah. That moves super well. I'm going to put my money on it and say that he'll probably load 370, 380 next for some fun.
$362.5. We're now at 800 pounds. Ashton.
Bobb's IPF points have bumped up. A bit of separation now. He's at 112. Joe is at 107.12.
Ashton right now, before taking this pull, second attempt, at 108.28 for IPF points. But this is a massive jump in weight from 325 to 362.5. Those points are going to shoot right up as soon as he completes this. His total at 870, he's going to add all types of kilos onto that total, and he's a 105.
Yeah.
To put in perspective, the world record, I believe, is 940. As I fact check myself.
He's looking mighty strong today. I don't think that he's going to let Bobb try to pull in front of him for the money. So I'm hoping that he puts in a third attempt. I don't know. We'll see.
And that world record is 940, by the way.
Let's see if he puts in a third.
Bobb put in 385.
Yeah, he's going.
Wow.
He's going for the IPF points. Ash is currently in first, just barely by 0.8. But if Bobb pulled 385, he would pull into first place for the IPF points.
Evan, 297.5 for his third and final pull. 17.5 kilo jump from his second attempt. Talk about heart on Evan.
He's been doing this all day.
I honestly thought 280 was going to be the end of it.
Wow. Awesome work by Evan.
And that is a scrappy 287.5 pull. Yeah, Joe Jordan with 290 is secure in third place.
Looking to add a couple more kilos to his total and just finish out a really great day. He's already 7 for 8. Let's make this 8 for 9. Or I'm sorry, it would be 9 for 9 day.
Total right now is at 685. Add another 12.5 kilos to that. Gonna be just shy of that 700 kilo mark. And I'm telling you, I thought 277.5. When he hit it, he had more than 290, and I thought they were being a little conservative.
Yeah.
277.5 flew.
And now we have Charlie Yeng jumping up 27.5 kilos.
Holy moly.
Now, is this a PR for him?
I believe it is.
Or
Let's pull this up.
To match a PR?
Yes, it's going to match his previous deadlift PR.
I'm telling you, every plan into a meet goes away when you hit their deadlifts. It does look like Ash is not going to take a third. A really pretty third attempt by Charlie.
3 white lights.
Come Nationals, it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, it's going to be a scrap to get onto that World's team. And that is a massive deadlift for the 66 kilo class. As Charlie Wheat, 337.5 for his third and final pull. 12.5 kilo jump.
Mean mugging the weight. Ready
That helps.
ready to extend his PR everything.
Oh, just at the top. Can he lock it out?
I think that was good. I really do. Let's see what the judges say.
I think it's good as well.
3
Judges
white
agree.
lights. And he had the pretty much perfect day, just barely missing his third attempt. I think that's where I got him
On
and Joe
bench.
switched up, yeah.
That's right.
Joe 9 for 9, Carter 8 for 9.
347.5 for Lugo. This will equal his previous personal best on deadlifts. Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
He's here to fight for it, isn't he?
Let's
Can he
go.
lock his knees and get his shoulders back? Oh, just.
It's all right. Pretty much came as close as he could to that.
Yeah, he left it all on the platform.
He had a perfect day leading up to this.
25 kilo jump to 804 pounds for Ragan Henderson.
He's looking to see if he can't bump up in the rankings just a bit by pulling this.
Show us what you made of. Come on, folks. Let's push it. Let's go.
And that was pretty smooth for such a massive jump in weight.
Oh, man.
800 pounds, and he is on fire over there. Wow. What a way to end his day.
And it looks like
9 for 9. Moved himself into the top 5. And there's a peek at the women's.
there's an issue going on with lifting cast. There it is, but they
There we
skipped
are.
Bob for a second. We're coming back to Bob. He has 1 lift left. If he gets this, he will be in first place. Currently, Ash is in first.
Look at this is 380. Well, that hit him hard. 385 is a personal best for Bob. Bob was saying he'll stay in the pocket. Well, that is out the window.
This is for the money.
The crowd's going crazy for him right now, and this is what happens. Wow, he's turning Super Saiyan. There it is. That's the Bobb Matthews we are used to. IPF, here I come.
A phenomenal pull. He is at 116.4 IPF points. Taking a relatively relaxed squat and bench day, finishing above Ashton. Then comes Joe, Jordan, Evan, Ragan, Charlie, Enrique, Carter, and Jaisyn.
And that will conclude the men's and women's Texas Fall Championships. But don't go anywhere. We are going to have Russell Orhe step in for his thoughts, not only on the Texas Fall Championships, also his switch over into the Powerlifting America Federation, his thoughts on IPF Worlds, Sheffield, and a look at the 83s.
All right.
Russ.
Yes.
Well, first off, is it officially a welcome back? You haven't competed yet, but you've made it announced.
Yeah. Whenever that ineligibility period lays off, like I think on December 28th, it's going to be official.
It's marked on everybody's calendars, sir. What went into the decision of coming back to the IPF in powerlifting?
I would say I just miss Worlds. I miss being like on that big platform, knowing that like I am the greatest in the world instead of just like kind of thinking that. I want to be able to prove that on a year in basis. So
It had been since 2021.
Yeah.
And that was the COVID world, so to speak. Since then, we had 2022 Worlds, 2023 Worlds. The platforms exploded. We see some changes in terms of the atmosphere. Of course, Sheffield has entered the game.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on what you're seeing in terms of these competitions?
This is everything. I mean, we've spoken about before on your podcast. This is everything that I've envisioned powerlifting to be. Being able to stand on these big platforms and show people what powerlifting is all about is something that I've been dreaming about. Now that's it's basically here in front of us. I want to be a part of that.
Looking at the 83s, since you left, Delaney Wallace, teammate with the Flex Training Systems, won back-to-back world titles. You watched Sheffield. He had your world record about an inch away. The world standard when you were here in 2021, since you left, has just risen. The Europeans have risen with Jurins and Enahoro.
Yeah.
Fabulous lifting all around. What are your thoughts on the 83s as you re-enter this group?
It motivates me, honestly, just watching those guys go out there and compete. They've kind of set a new standard, especially with some of my teammates. You have Delaney almost kind of breaking my world record. And then you have Enahoro. He has a deadlift that's, like, ridiculous. And I just want to share the platform with those guys. Whenever I watch fellow competitors compete at that high level, it makes me sharpen myself in training, and I'm really excited to get back on the platform.
We're excited to see it. What were your thoughts on Sheffield? And how much did that impact you? Have you envisioned yourself on that? If I was in those shoes, as you're watching your teammate, it was probably bittersweet. Everybody loves Delaney, but that's your world record, and potentially in the future could be your spot should you win a world title.
Yeah, I mean, Sheffield, like I said, it blew everyone's expectations out the window, especially mine. Just being able to see, like, the hype up, the videos, the media leading up to Sheffield, I think it was truly special. And it's like, once again, these are things that I've always wanted powerlifting to be. And it's like, now that it's in this realm, I want to be a part of that. So watching those competitors, I'm thinking, I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I could add something to that, and I can't wait to be able to step on that platform on Sheffield for the first time, because people don't realize I was supposed to be a part of the original Sheffield back in 2020.
That is right.
Yeah, but it got canceled due to COVID. So it's almost like a redemption arc, and I want to come back and just show people that when we put powerlifters on this big stage, we can execute and we can make it something special.
Everyone's glad to have you back. Since 2021, when we last saw you at the World Championships, we've ended up on Eurosport, millions of people watching. Ended up on the Olympic channel's YouTube, hundreds of thousands of views on the YouTube channel there. The platform's growing so quickly, and now we have the World Games looming.
Yeah.
And the World Games now has gone to the Classic division as well. How much does that excite you? How much does that impact you? A multi-sport event with millions of people watching.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that was the main driver along with the Worlds, because when you think about it, that's as close as the Olympics that we've gotten, I would say, in raw powerlifting. So that excites me in a big way, because you look at it, I think it's gonna be held in China.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, so it's like that was one of the main motivators in 2025. I was like, look, I have to set myself up in 2025, so I have to make sure that I'm back into the IPF umbrella in 2024.
Now that we have you, the 83s all know, everybody knows. One last favor. Do you have a message for the 83-kilo lifters of the world?
I'm back.
There it is. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Sure. Yes, sir.
We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you for tuning in.